Good morning, everybody. Day 3 from the build in Kentucky. Got cold last night. I had the Mr. Buddy going till it ran out of propane. I was sleeping when it ran out, but takes quite a bit longer to heat the van than it does the bean pot, I'll tell you that. So I've got to get this thing switched over to day mode because, as you guys know, I live in a van now. So, I mean, it's not bad. I put 2 totes in here, my bath setup, and I put my fridge back in at night so it doesn't have issues with condensation and water getting into everything. So yeah, not too hard. I just carry out the bed, set that back in the trailer. Then we'll get rid of these couple totes in my bathroom setup. Of course, this tote is heavy with the tools. Set that off to the side so if I come or go. My bathroom. I don't know if you can see me over here. I got the other tote. We'll get the fridge out, and that'll be it. All right, today we are cutting the holes in the roof for the air fan, the 2 solar pass-throughs. We're going to finish getting the rust off the floor, get that painted up, and see how far we get. Then we may start working on the base floor or wiring, or I don't know. We'll see how far we get and where we're at. So, all right, I'm going to finish getting this started, and when we get on the roof, I'll show you what I'm doing. Well, howdy there, folks. Okay, so the 4th panel came in today. Went ahead and installed that. Didn't film it because, saw the other 3. Then I forgot, while I was up here, I went ahead and drilled 2 holes, one on this side and one on that side, for these solar pass-throughs. Forgot to film it, but I bought a new set of hole saw bits from Harbor Freight. It didn't even make 2 holes before it burned it out. So, thought it was a really nice, good deal set I was getting. Yeah, not so much. So we paint these up. And what I'm gonna do is there aren't holes in the pass-through for self-tappers. And I upgraded on the solar panels to bigger self-tappers than they sent with them, just because. So I'm going to use the self-tappers that came with the panels to do both of these and the ceiling fan, or the roof vent that we're going to put in later on. So I just have to find the right size drill bit for this. Then we'll go ahead and drill out these holes. Hook it to get the cords going through, and then we'll drill it down and seal it with more of the seal. Let's go ahead and just drill these out. I really don't think I need 5 tappers in one of these little things, so I'm just going to put 3. That's 5 self-tappers in this little plastic piece. That seems like a little bit of overkill to me. Okay, that paint's already dry. So we're going to feed our cables through. I bought a bunch of other cables. I didn't realize that the cables that came with these pass-throughs were so long. But this one here is going to be the house 12-volt system that we are going to eventually replace the Blue Eddy with. But for right now, we are going to have 100-watt battery, lithium ion phosphate, a Renogy MPPT DC to DC charger. Okay, so now we're just going to seal it. All right, plenty of seal on there. Set it where I want it. Marks here. All right. Glue that down. Switch out over to the bits. Wanted to go too hard, that plastic, and crack it. Okay, these, and I like to use the self-tappers that have the rubber grommet on them. Gives it a little bit more give for the, like, especially for plastic. But then I've already got the silicone sealant, which shouldn't leak. But then it's just a little more added protection with that top rubber little grommet. All right, there we go. And then you just hook it up. And we got solar. Of course, I'm not going to hook up the battery. Well, the battery hasn't arrived yet, but the DC to DC charger and all that, that's going to be one of the last things to get finished. Going to have to put the floor in. I'll run the wire to the battery before that. But then we'll put the floor on top. We'll do the bed, we'll do the kitchen, and that'll give me the area in between the kitchen and the bed where the battery box and electrical system is going to live. And then later on, right now we have one battery coming because, like I said, I still have the Blue Eddy, and that's going to have 300 watts of solar on the Blue Eddy, and then 100 on the house system for right now. And then we'll switch it out when we switch it over to get end up 3 batteries. We'll take all 4 and put them in parallel to here. So, okay, I'm going to do the same thing I did on the other side. And then we're going to move the van under the shade because it's getting hot. And then we are going to put the roof vent in. So I will see you after I finish this. All right, folks, here we go. Time to do the exhaust fan. Okay, so if I do it here, I'm going to be over my bed. I'll only have one large gap here. Need 2 inches around it, though. I got to measure the flange on that. Okay, on the exhaust fan I'm putting in, I have 1.25 inches. Okay, 1.25 inches around outside of the hole. So that gives me 1 inch, 1 5/16 inches. Inch and 5/16 inch, almost 3/4 inch, and almost 3/4. All right. Now I'm putting it this side because if I ever want to put a roof rack or anything on here, it'll give me the most space on the roof that I can use at a later time. And right now, we got the side door and the 2 front windows. That's it. So this is the furthest from all 3 of those windows. So we get the most air circulation through there. All right, well, I guess it's time to trace it and cut it. Cue the music. And I'm sorry you guys can't see me very well, but I had to put the van in the shade. It's way too hot in the sunshine. Working on the solar pass-throughs and putting on the other solar panel. It was hot. So we moved into the shade. So you don't need to see what I look like anyways. As long as you can see kind of what I'm doing, that's all that matters. All right, so there is our box to cut. It's a big old hole we're putting in there, guys. But moving it back, I don't have to worry about this rib only in the one spot. So I only have one spot to really fill with caulking. So, okay, I'm gonna go get a drill and a drill bit, and we'll poke some holes on the corners, and we can get the jigsaw. All right, time to poke some holes, folks. I don't know where my punch set is. I'm gonna drill little tiny pilot holes first. That way I keep them centered. I don't want that big 1/2 inch bit drill bit to... Actually, I'm using one size smaller than that, but I don't want that thing to move and wobble and wiggle, so we're just going to take a little 1/8 I'm gonna go a little bigger than that. 9/64. We'll poke 4 little holes. Okay. I'll put a little bit of oil around here. My bigger blade's already burned up, so I don't want to burn up my buddies. I tell you guys, I bought these Milwaukee tools. I've never been impressed with them. I think my DeWalt's were always better. Okay. Time to go find the jigsaw. No idea where I put that. So, I'm going to get rid of some of these tools, plug in the battery. I need to charge these up for finishing up the flooring. All right, I'm going to go try to find the jigsaw, and we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, guys, so I got the jigsaw all set up. I'm going to go ahead and do this in hyperlapse time, so it goes a little quicker for y'all. I'm really surprised how easy the cheap Hart bits from Walmart cut through the roof of this van. It went very smooth. One bit, and it was still pretty good after the all the cuts. All right, folks, this is the roof fan that I went with. Out prize. Now, everybody's going to say you should have gone with a Max Air fan. The Max Air fan that's comparable to this is $300. This thing, I think, was $129. So basically a third of the price. It has rain sensor, automatic up and down, lift in, out, like 10 speeds. It's, to me, it was made much more sense. I'm not going to be driving with this open. Very doubtful. So I didn't see spending $300 on a stupid fan that, this one looks like it's going to be just as good. And yeah, that's what I decided to go with. Got smoke lid. So we're just going to make sure it fits. We should probably make sure the cords are all inside. All right, fan fits. Plenty of room around it. So we're going to go ahead and drill out these holes a little bit for my self-tappers, which I left downstairs. Find the correct size drill bit again. I can't remember which one I used before. Like maybe that one. Okay, the fan looks pretty good there. I kind of wish they had the controls on the opposite side. It's not going to really matter, but I'll show you a picture of it later. But if you have to have the hinge facing forward. I mean, it depends. If this vent was on the front of the van, it'd make sense like this. But in what I'm using, kind of wish the controls were in the opposite direction. I have to climb all the way onto the bed to hit the. Well, it's got a remote control, so I guess that's not a big deal, anyways. Future problem. Okay. So first, I'm just going to go ahead and open these holes up a little bit because I'm using. I bought self-tappers that would fit in these holes. However, they didn't have the grommets on them. And as I said, I like the grommet. The ones, these are the original ones for the solar panel. I upgraded on the solar panel to the biggest I could possibly get. More holding power. So I have these extra. We're going to repurpose them. So first things first, let's go ahead and drill these out. Then later on, I'm going to go ahead and finish that floor that I didn't earlier. Double check that they go through. Yep, perfect. I didn't need to do much. The self-tappers themselves would have probably done it, but why risk cracking or anything else? And then it also would have plastic shavings possibly in the sealant, which could cause leakage, which we don't obviously want. As my friend Hickory just said, this is right over my head in bed. Okay, so we got that. Now another thing I did before I turned the camera back on is I came through with isopropanol alcohol and cleaned all around the exhaust fan hole. So there's no oils or anything to screw up the adhesion of the fan. So now they recommend butyl tape. I don't have any. I'm not making a trip way away. I mean, there's not a place anywhere close to me to get it. Had I thought about it, I would have ordered some on Amazon. But another thing I find, you've got this rail here. So the butyl tape would be stuck to this, but it wouldn't be, I mean, I'd have to kind of try to build up 3-4 layers, and I don't like that. And that butyl tapes can separate. I would rather just use some really good silicone products. We're going to use some OSI. It's supposed to be very flexible. So we're going to start with that. On the inside of the fan, if it hasn't hardened. Okay, it hasn't hardened. This will be the first layer of defense. One thing I forgot to do, I got to spray paint real quick. As soon as I put this on, I'll spray paint the edges, and then we'll switch over to the second layer that we're going to put on. This is this will be just the first layer of defense. Oh, I think I'm running out of it. This is to the back side, which should be the least amount of water. Oh no, I'm going to have enough. So this is kind of taking place of the first layer of butyl, the butyl tape of what they say is. Okay, so we're gonna paint this quick. This stuff takes a little while longer to dry, so I got a little bit of time. The other stuff I think dries a lot quicker. I can't remember how long this said. 1 hour. The other stuff, okay, the other stuff I used was really quick. If you didn't get to it, that way it doesn't rust. I mean, it still may, I mean, this isn't the best paint in the world, but every little bit helps. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we will continue to put more of this on there. Get a rag and dry that off and build up some of that silicone there. Beautiful day here in Kentucky, but it's going to be like 85 degrees. It's a little warm to be working out in the sun. So that's why we moved under the tree. Today's going by pretty nice. About the solar things went through pretty quick, other than the fact that the hole saw set I bought was garbage. It'll probably be okay for wood. I'm thinking I'm not going to take it back, but I don't know, we'll see. Get something to dry that with. Paper towels here somewhere. Okay. Just make sure it's not, yeah. It felt wet to my fingers. I mean, I was thinking it's alcohol. It should have burned right off, but I just want to double check. So we're going to do a big dam here of this silicone. In the track. Then we'll still put quite a bit more on with the other product we're going to use, but we'll use this up, and we'll go around all the screw holes that we can with it as well. Yes, this is taking place of the butyl tape, the silicone caulking. Quite a bit more than I thought I had left of this stuff. Fall off the roof on me. Okay, so that's all we got of that one. Okay, we'll put the other type in. This is a white. Cut the top off. Now we got to poke it too. I got to poke the hole to get the stuff out. Big hole in there. Clean this off real quick. Okay, clean that poker off. It's my friend's tool. I don't like to borrow stuff and return it in worse shape. I like to return it in better shape. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and apply this stuff. We are going to have so much squish out around this thing. It's going to be ridiculous. But I don't care. I've got another tube of this. If enough doesn't squish out, trust me, there'll be enough around it. All right, like I said, guys, there's chicken pot pie. I love your chicken pot pie. We wouldn't miss that.
That's what I heard. I made it for you.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. We usually eat like 5:30.
I gotcha. All right, so I just got invited for chicken pot pie there, folks. This stuff is everywhere. All right, let's drop it in the hole. Wow, yeah, I definitely have a lot of this stuff. off of me. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing. Oh, I want to make sure it's kind of centered in the opening. And it's not, so we need to go this way and this way just a little bit. Put it forward. Okay, that looks pretty good and centered. Let's get this thing screwed down. Yes, these are the same friends that I stayed with, came down and visited when I originally built the bean pod out. And Miss Laura there had her first child back right around Christmas time, first of the year. And she is a excellent cook. All right, let's make double check the, yep. That down. The opposite corner. Like I said, guys, this stuff is gooping out everywhere. All right. Go ahead and finish screwing it down. Then we will put more of, well, we'll probably, I think what I'll probably do is kind of do it like a, caulk ridge, like you do when, when you're doing your bathroom stuff. All right, so we got all of the holes. Oh, we got missed the back of them. 3 more to go. All right, now we're just gonna Now we're just taking this and smearing it around, trying to make it a little smoother. I'd probably come up here and trim it at some point just to make it look a little nicer. I'll get up here with a knife and clean it up at some point. And on the back, wow, let me tell you, there's a lot of it. All right, guys, so I'm just going to continue rubbing this around, and then I don't know if I'll get it laid wired up tonight. It won't be wired permanently anyways, but I may hook it up to a cigarette lighter. That way I can run off the Blue Eddy, double check, make sure it works and stuff. But all right, we'll show you this after we're complete. All right, folks, I think I'm going to end this video here. It's getting pretty long. So we're just going to go ahead and work on the floor some more, get the surface rust ground up, painted off, and that'll be it tonight because as you heard, I was offered chicken pot pie for dinner and definitely going to do that tonight. So I'm going to work on this until it's time to clean up and then go to dinner. All right, folks, thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, and as always, you have a great morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. We'll see you next time on Jelly Bean Outdoors.